Nice. Hello, welcome to yoga. Today we are going to be focusing in on shoulders and a little bit of core stuff because it's always good to do core. Okay, grab a block and a strap if you have one. That would be really good for to have that available. We are going to start by just opening through the chest. I'm a huge fan of this. So grab a pillow, cushion, a rolled towel, something to give you a little bit of support. We're just going to lay. It sounds glorious. Okay, so we're just going to lay on the mat. What I want you to do is find that place which is like roughly bra strap-ish area. Okay, so kind of just around the shoulders, below the shoulders. And what we want to do is lay back on the mat and just allow the chest to be slightly elevated. Okay, so we can take the hands to a place that is comfortable for you. So for me, I love a cactus arm. You might not, so that's fine. So get yourself into a comfortable position, and we're just going to start class here. So again, entirely up to you where you want to put your legs. You might want to extend the legs away from you. You might want your feet to the outside edges of the mat, the knees to just drop in to find that nice kind of close support through the hips. Wherever you are at, I'm just going to close the eyes. And we're going to start to take some really nice deep breaths. Lifting through the chest. Maybe exhaling through the mouth if that feels good for you. And then exhaling. So just going to talk you through just a little bit of relaxation at the very beginning of class, just trying to get ourselves into a really nice headspace. So I want you to think about the heaviness through the soles of the feet. So whether they're away from you or whether they're flat on the mat, just thinking about everything that they've done for you today. The journeys your feet have taken on, the support they have given you, the sensations they have passed up through the body. Thinking here, as we lay, the work that our legs have done, as we move up towards the hips. Send a little bit of gratitude to the hips, everything they've allowed you to do today. As we move up the body, up the spine, and the chest slightly elevated, finding that openness, thinking about the heart, the love and the care you maybe shown someone today, maybe some thoughtful acts that you have done, putting someone else before yourself, identifying somebody else that needed you, thinking about the shoulders being back and open, the palms facing up perhaps towards the ceiling, showing openness. Maybe the fingertips have rolled in, nice and relaxed. And whilst we're here, just thinking about that little gap between the eyebrows. Is it knitted together, or can we just encourage the eyebrows just a little bit further apart? Take the frown away, taking us down, nose to the lips. At this point, maybe the tongue is rolled back a little bit. Maybe the jaw is unclenched. Maybe there's a small smile because you're giving yourself a little bit of time. At this point, let's just think about an intention for our class today. Or maybe just simply sitting with this openness. Take one nice long deep inhale, maybe counting to 4, perhaps to 5. And then as you exhale, release through the mouth, empty the lungs entirely. And then slowly and really carefully just move that pillow, rolled towel, whatever it is, roll it from underneath you. Find that space that you've just created. Allow the shoulders to come back onto the mat. The hands rest wherever is comfortable. Bring the feet flat so the knees are up towards the ceiling. Just rest here for a moment. From here, let's just take the hands on top of the knees, lift the feet up so we've got our legs at right angles. Lower back is going to push down into the mat to give us just a little bit of security through the core. Draw those knees in towards the chest. Take the knees wide to separate those knees and then push those knees away. So taking the hips into circular movement. The slower you go, the more your core is going to have to do. If you want to just work just a tiny little bit harder, you can just lift the head off of the mat. You can give it a go. If you don't like it, you can take your head right back where it was. Okay, from here we're going to reverse it this time. Push the knees away. Take the knees wide and then bring them back in towards the shoulders. Again, the slower you go, the harder your core is going to have to work. Remember, we haven't really warmed up the body at this point, although you have been moving all day. Just taking your time, feeling into the hips, finding that rotation. Maybe you're hearing some clunks and clicks. And then pausing here. Just make some nice little circles on the lower back. Taking it in one direction and then in the other. Okay, let's extend that right leg away. Draw the left knee in towards you, just skipping past the ribs. Bring those shoulders back and down. Start to push through both heels. Nice and relaxed in this space. If you've got a strap close to hand, just keep that strap, just hook the foot and then begin to bring those elbows in towards the body and start to extend that left foot up towards the ceiling. So you have options here. There's always options. So you might want to just be stretching through the back of the leg. That's perfect. You stay here. Start to push through both heels though. Okay, so we can keep both legs active. If you want a little bit more working into the strength, you can just loosen the grip on the strap, so have it as a safety net. Take that left heel towards the mat, keep it hovering, and then bring that left leg back up again, okay? Remember, we can take a bend into the knee if we need to. We want to work into that hip flexor. So we're going to go for 5. We've done 1. Let's go for our second. Here we go. And bring it back up. Number 3, take it down. Lower back pushes down into the mat, bring it back up. Number 4, let's take it back down. Bring it back up. Last one here, let's take it down, hover, and then bring that left leg back up. Take a bend into the knee, push through the heel. Find that really nice stretch through the hamstring. Maybe you're feeling a little pinch into the hip. Left hand takes the strap. Let's take that left leg away. Start to extend through the heel. If you can straighten that leg, great. If you want to keep it bent, that is also perfect. Take the right hand away from you and gaze over the right fingertips. Keep pushing through that right heel so we don't get any lazy legs. Okay, drawing that left leg back into the body. This time switch hands, right hand takes the strap. Bring that left leg across the right side and the left hand can come away from you, gazing over those left fingertips. And then bringing that left leg all the way back. From here, think about your tree pose when you're stood, but we're going to be doing it laying down. the sole of that left foot into the inside of that right thigh. Keep pushing through that right heel. Keep those hips level. Left knee drops to the left side. If you need to place a block or a cushion underneath that left knee to catch it, then do. And then take those arms out as cactus arms. Push the elbows down, push the forearms down, lifting ever so slightly through the chest. That nice openness through the front body. Is that right foot still pushing? Sure it is. Sure it is. Take a nice deep inhale. Feel the ribs opening through that front body. And when you're ready, exhale through the mouth. Okay, let's bring that left leg nice and straight. Send it away. That right leg is going to come in. Just interlace those fingers below that right knee. Draw the knee in towards that right shoulder. Keep the openness through the chest. Keep both heels pushing. Nice, slow, even breaths here. All right, let's hook that foot with the strap. Push through the heel. Draw elbows in towards the body. Keep those shoulders back and down. Find the stretch down the back of that right leg. That left foot is still pushing though. Push through that heel toes towards the ceiling. Okay, again, options. If you want to just work through the stretch, keep the strap where it is. If you want to work through a little bit of strength, loosen the grip. Let's lower that right leg down just to the point of hovering and then lift back up. We're going to go for 5. We've done 1. Here we go. For 2, let's lower down and lift. For 3, lower down and lift. Lower back pushes down. Lower down for 4 and lift. And lower down for 5 and lift. Take a bend into the knee. Push through the heel. Really strong stretch down the back of that hamstring. Okay, take the strap into the right hand. Left arm comes away from you. Take that right leg down, either bent or straightened, it doesn't matter. Gaze over the left fingertips if it's comfortable. See if you can identify if you're holding any stress anywhere. If you are, then make an adjustment to make it easier on your body. You should never feel pain, should always feel comfortable. It's okay to work towards an edge, but you don't want to be right on it. Okay, bend through that knee. Let's bring that right leg back up. Switch hands. Left hand takes the strap, right arm away from you. Again, bend through the knee, straighten through the leg. It's up to you. And then find that deep stretch all the way through into the glute and the outside of that right thigh. Gaze can come over the right fingertips if it's comfortable. You need to prop something underneath the knee or the foot just to make it a little bit easier, then do. Props are our friends, we know that. Okay, let's come all the way back up to center. Release the strap. We're going to take that right sole of the foot to the inside of the left thigh, back into our tree pose. Okay, so that right knee is going to come down towards the mat. We're going to push through the left heel. We're going to take our arms out as cactus arms. Push down through the forearms. That chest opens, lifts ever so slightly. Notice if you're gripping anywhere, maybe the knee is starting to grip. If it is, then prop something underneath that right knee just to give you a little bit of extra support. Okay. From here, let's take our right hand, give your knee a little lift because your legs are heavy. Extend the legs away and then just pump the knees one at a time, just wobbling them, finding a little bit of life back into the body. Okay. When you're ready, draw the knees in towards you. We're going to rock and roll the spine. And then when you're there, come into a seated position. Okay, so we're going to sit up nice and tall. Find a cross-legged position if that feels good for you. If you've got a little bit of, if you're a little bit tight around the hips, you can pop this up onto a block. Sometimes that feels really good. Sometimes it doesn't. It's up to you. So from here, we're going to take the hands to the back of the head, interlace those fingers, keep those elbows pointing to opposite walls. We want to just wrap the ribs in. So we want to be a little, not really strong through the core, but we want to make sure that we have some security there. We're going to take that right elbow down, just ever so slightly, left elbow points towards the ceiling. Come back to neutral, and then left elbow comes down, right elbow lifts. Okay, let's go again, back to center. Let's take that right elbow down. Back to center, left elbow comes down. And back to center. This time we're going to drop chin to chest, bring those elbows in towards the front wall. Begin to just round down through the spine, taking your time here. And then as you inhale, coming all the way back up, this time opening those elbows out, lifting through the chest, thinking here about your cat-cows when we're usually in a table, but actually this time we're just going to be seated. Draw those elbows in, drop the chin to chest, begin to round that down through the spine, feel the stretch of the skin against the spine. And then as we inhale, coming all the way back up, opening up through the elbows, thinking about lifting the chest, gaze comes up, chin comes up. Last one here, drop the chin to chest, round down, elbows come forward, coming all the way down. And then coming all the way back up again. Nice. Take the right hand down, bring that right elbow in towards you. This time, take that left elbow up towards the ceiling. Thinking here about that stretch through the left side body, maybe taking a gaze up towards the ceiling. Coming back up to center, switch the arms out, left hand comes down, elbow in towards the body, right elbow up towards the ceiling. Maybe the gaze as well. And then up, all the way back up. This time, right arm's going to come down, sweep that left arm over. Take a nice deep inhale, feel the lung, not lungs, well, feel the lungs expand, but feel the ribs begin to open. Left hand's going to come down to the mat. Take a stretch here, walk that right hand away. Anchor down through that left sit bone. So really feel, if you want to push down into the fingertips, to push your bottom back so that the hips are back, then that's perfect. Take a breath here, lift and lengthen as you exhale, come a little bit lower. Walk the hands through center, pause here. And then walk them all the way over to the other side. Thinking about that inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, moving into that space. Left hand is going to place down this time. Let's open up. Turn the chest towards that front wall. Opening through that side body. Take a breath here. And then coming all the way back up through center. Lovely. Okay. We're going to just roll over onto our knees. Okay. So we've gone through our cat-cows. We've opened up through our shoulders, through our chest. We're going to play around a little bit here. You know, when I say play around, it's going to be super fun. Okay, tuck the toes, engage the core. From here, we're just going to hover the knees. Okay, we're going to hover those knees. We're going to make sure that that core is strong. Take the right leg away, push through that right heel. That left knee is hovering. If it's too much, you can drop it down. It doesn't matter. Okay, we're just going to be working our core here if we're keeping that left knee hovered, but we'll still be working through the core, just not quite in an intense way if we drop the knee. Okay, from here, extend that left leg away, coming into a plank, and then bend through that right knee. Option here to take the right knee down if you would like to, or keeping it hovered. Entirely up to you. Keep pushing through that left heel. Find that stretch down the back of that leg. Okay, let's take that left foot back in line with the right. I'll give you a break now. Drop the knees down. Okay, take the feet together, take the knees as wide as the mat, sink the bottom down, push the hands into the mat, lift through the palms, really push the fingertips down, find that bottom back onto the heels. Allow the chest to melt down, find the space through the shoulders. And then coming back into your table. Okay, hands are going to push down. We're going to hover the knees again. Okay, extend the right leg away, the left leg away, find your plank. From here, we're going to keep the hips level as we can. Imagine you've got champagne resting on your bum. All right, we're going to lift the right hand, touch the left shoulder. Switch out, left to right, right to left. If that champagne dropped, hope not, don't waste it. Left to right. Okay, two more. Right to left. And left to right. I think I dropped my champagne. Foolish. Drop the knees down. We're going to walk the hands forward. Find a puppy pose. As you sink the chest down, the bottom stays stacked over the top of the knees. Find that stretch through the shoulder space. If you've got space for it, spider up those fingertips so that you can drop just a little bit lower. Keep the neck nice and relaxed. Okay, we're going to take that left arm. We are going to slide it underneath the right. Come to rest on the left shoulder, walk the right fingertips away. If you've got space for it, that right leg can extend. Keep pushing through the right heel. Okay, take that right knee back in if that's where you are. Unwind that left arm, left hand places down. From here, the right arm is going to slide underneath, rest on top of that right shoulder. Walk the left hand away. You can spider up into the fingertips if it feels good. That left leg can extend away if it feels good. Push through the heel. Keep the hips level, don't roll over. I'm going to name this pretzel. Okay, one more breath here. Left hand places down, draw the left knee back in, push down through the left hand, and let's take that right arm back where it belongs. All right. From here, we're going to take that right hand to the outside of the head. Okay, so we're like this. We're in our table. We're going to take that right elbow towards the left elbow, and we're going to open up towards the right side. Okay, we're going to hold it there for a moment, and then close it off. Right elbow towards left. Let's open it back up again. Closing it back off, right elbow to left. Last one here, let's lift through that right elbow. This time, release the arm towards the ceiling. And then this time, that right arm is going to slide as far under the left as possible. And we're going to pause here. Push down through the hand, find that stretch through the shoulder. Keep the neck relaxed. And then draw that right hand back out. Okay, we'll go on the other side. So set yourself up in your table. That left hand comes to the back of that left, not left head, just your head. Okay, left ear, I should say. We're going to open the chest towards the ceiling or the side wall. Let's not be too ambitious. Left elbow down towards the right elbow. Open up. Okay, again, left elbow to right. Let's open up. Last one here, we've got left elbow to right. Open up, pause there. Open the left hand towards the ceiling. This time slide the left hand underneath the right arm and then push down into the hand. Find that really lovely stretch through that left shoulder. And then draw yourself back into your table. All right. Okay, let's tuck the toes. We're going to tuck under the core. We're going to make sure we're strong. We're going to hover the knees. There we go. All right. From here, let's send the bottom up. Find your down dog. It's going to take a little bit of time, so just start to walk out those heels. Little cues for you to remember. We want those wrist creases parallel to the front of the mat. We want the elbow creases looking at one another. We want to wrap those triceps round. And we want those sit bones looking towards the ceiling. If that means that we start to round into the spine, then we take a nice bend into the knees to lengthen through the spine. Okay, we should look like some kind of beautiful upside down V. Okay, here we go. Let's take the right leg high. Come into a three-legged dog. From here, just draw circles with your big toe. Find that core engagement. Your glutes are working, your core is working. Take it in the opposite direction. Keep the neck relaxed. From here, let's take the hips open. We're going to take those hips shining to the right side, drop the back foot down, bring the right foot in towards the bottom, find the quad stretch, squeeze the glutes, push the hips forward. Okay, a little bit of core work. Right knee comes up high by the right elbow, to the left elbow, to the right elbow, and three-legged dog. Take a breath. Okay, let's go again. Right knee, right elbow, nice and high. Left elbow, nice and high. Right elbow, nice and high. This time, take the foot to the outside of the right hand. Keep the hands planted down, give yourself some stability. Start to move through the hip space. Okay, if you don't like the way it feels, then just stay put. Keep thinking about pushing back with the back heel, lifting up the back kneecap up towards the ceiling, so you're nice and strong here. Okay, once you're ready, stay put. Left hand's going to plant down. We're going to lift through the right arm, shine the chest towards the right side. Gazing up towards the fingertips if it feels good. Keep pushing back with the back heel. If you're tired in the legs, drop the back knee and untuck the toes. It doesn't matter. Okay, take the right hand down, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee if that's where you're at. Find your three-legged dog. Can you lift that right leg all the way up? Take the right foot down. Take a moment here just to walk out the heels. We're going to take the knees as wide as the mat, find a wide-legged child's pose. Sink the hips back down into the heels. If you prefer a narrow-legged child's pose because you've just been quite open in the hips, then do that. It doesn't matter, it's up to you. It's definitely down to preference. Allow the forehead to come down. Allow the breath to slow, the heart rate to slow. Maybe focusing back on your intention from the beginning of class as you sit here. Just breathing, focusing. And then slowly coming back into your table. We're going to tuck those toes. We're going to hover the knees. And we're going to go straight back into our down dog, which is where we came from. Walk out the heels, make sure that you're happy. Okay, check your setup. Left leg is going to lift. Imagine that big pen on the top of your big toe. You're going to draw those circles with the big toe. Core is having to work, glute working. And then take it in the other direction. It's much harder. Okay, from here, we're going to open the hips to the left side, drop the back knee down towards the bottom, bring that left foot in towards the bottom, find the quad stretch, and then start to push through the glutes and find the groin stretch. And then starting to move into our core work. Left knee is going to come high on the left elbow, on the right elbow, on the left elbow, back to your three-legged dog, anchor through that right heel. Here we go again, left knee, left elbow, right elbow, left elbow. This time left foot places down to the outside of the left hand. With the hands down, move through the hip space. What feels good, what's working towards your edge. Just finding that movement. So lots of clunks and clicks going on over here. And then when you're happy, just remain stationary. Think here about pushing back through that back heel, strong back leg, lifting that back knee up towards the ceiling. Right hand plants down, use a block if you need to. Open towards the left side, maybe gazing up towards that left hand. If you find that you're tired in the legs, drop the back knee, untuck toes, gazing up towards that ceiling. Okay, I'm going to take that left hand down now. Untuck under the toes, I should say. Lift through the back knee. Take that left foot back to join the right. Okay, find a plank. So your plank, you know what it looks like. Push back with the heels, lift up with the knees. Glutes are strong, core tucked under. Hands push down, separate through those shoulders and keep the neck nice and neutral. Inhale that weight forward, elbows close to the body, lower down, pause. Lower down, take a breath. Make a little pillow with the hands, place your head on it. Bring those knees up to feet up towards the ceiling, bending at right angle, sorry. And then just windscreen wiper those legs from side to side. Okay. When you're ready, take the feet flat again. Take the hands behind you and take the palms up towards the ceiling. Thinking here about moving those shoulders back and down. We're going to take an inhale. As we take an inhale, push the pubic bone down into the mat. Think about lifting and lengthening through the crown of the head. Peel the chest and the feet up off of the floor. If you prefer to just do the chest, just do the chest. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to lift, squeeze through the glutes, push that pubic bone down. Shoulders back and down, squeeze to lift and lower. One more here, take a lift and lengthen. And then lower, make a pillow with the head. Again, bend at the knees, windscreen wiper those legs from side to side. Okay, from here, we're just going to take the hands underneath the shoulders. We want those elbows pointing towards the back of the room. Tuck the toes, prepare for what's to come. We're going to push up through plank, but remember you can come up through your knees if you want to. In 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Hinge at the hips, find a down dog, walk those heels out. Okay. From here, let's take the knees down. Cross those ankles, come to sit back on the mat. We're going to roll ourselves all the way back down. So, depends how you want to get there. As we're looking at a little bit of core focus today, it would be great if we could go down by a boat, by a dish, okay? So sitting up nice and tall, just lift up through those heels. Thinking here about bringing the chest up towards the knees, okay? So none of that, lots of that. Thinking about the cord from the crown of the head lifting you up. I'm going to pause here. Really draw that belly in. You can tell I'm doing it because my feet are beginning to wobble. Okay, take a moment here. Maybe we drop the right foot down and the left and the right and then the left. 2 more, here we go. Right down and left. Make sure you're lifting through the chest. Okay, nice and slowly come down. Can we find our boat again? Come back up. Come back down. One more time, come on. Come back up. Okay, this time all the way down. Entirely up to you, whether you want to come down through dish or whether you just want to come right down. Up to you. Once you're there, take your feet flat. Just move those knees from side to side. Allow the tension that's gathered to disappear. Okay. And then just finishing off, just one final moment, allowing ourselves to get comfortable, ready for our final Savasana. Now I'll give you 2 options here. You can either find your final Savasana, your corpse pose, or you can go back to where you were at the beginning of class and place a rolled towel or a cushion underneath you to find that lift through the chest. It's entirely up to you which one you would find more comfortable, but just whatever it is, just find a place that you are happy to just be still in. So get yourself all settled, remove any distractions that might be in your way. Begin to focus in on your breath. Maybe removing that tickly piece of hair that was bothering you in class, whatever it might be. Just starting to turn the gaze inwards. Allowing those distractions that might have been bothering you just to melt away, knowing that only you remain. Today we're going to be thinking about gratitude. I want you to think about the contact points between you and the mat. I want you to really feel into the fabric of the mat that is supporting you. Begin to feel heavy, and then heavier still. Today we will be exploring gratitude. So start to pay attention to your breath, taking mindful breaths in through the nose and then releasing them through the mouth. Breathe in for a count of 4, out for a count of 4, or just simply find your own rhythm that works for you. Start to think about how lucky you are. I mean, what are you grateful for?
Take a moment, focus in on something that you are grateful for. As you inhale deeply, allow yourself to clearly see what you're thankful for in your mind's eye. And if your mind begins to wander, it's okay. Observe those thoughts, don't judge them, just send them on their way. Bring your breath and your focus back together again. Breathe in for 4 and out for 4. Focusing in on what you are grateful for. Keep breathing. I mean, that's all you have to do. Just breathe and drench yourself in gratitude. Noticing how much happier it makes you feel when you focus in on the great stuff in your life. Breathing in and breathing out. We're going to start to awaken ourselves, bringing ourselves back to the present moment, bringing life back to the body, beginning to be aware of the wider world in which we sit. Starting by just moving the fingers and the toes, remembering those contact points between you and the mat. Taking a stretch, bring those arms above the head, stretch out. Take a nice deep breath here as you release through the mouth, sigh it all away, like you've reset yourself. Take one last opportunity to revisit your intention for the day's class, or just simply being grateful that you were able to give yourself some time today. When you're ready, slowly begin to make your way back up to a seated position. And well done.